find the truth. I'm going to turn it over in just a moment to the Innocence Project and their attorney, Susan Freeman. I want to thank Susan for her fantastic work on this, but for her advocacy and the work of Teresa Hall in our conviction unit, Robert Dubois would probably be spending the rest of his life in prison still. I'm proud that we were able to play a role in freeing an innocent man. I'm comforted by knowing that we've provided the truth now to this community, and especially to the victim's family, who were given false closure based on a false story for all these years. And I'm determined that we continue pressing forward with our conviction review unit to identify and fix mistakes, to right those wrongs of the past, and to restore confidence and faith in our criminal justice system. Susan?
Susan, before you start, can you say your name and spell first and last name?
Sure. Susan Freedman, SUSANFRIEDMAN. I'm a little shorter than Mr. Warren. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, State's Attorney Andrew Warren. Thank you, Chief Teresa Hall. Today marks the first step in our journey towards finally proving to everyone what Mr. Dubois has said for nearly 37 years, that he is an innocent man. I want to echo what State's Attorney Andrew Warren said about the case and about our work together. What happened in this case should be a model for the rest of the country. The work that I was able to do with Teresa Hall was incredible. She truly was a partner in she was a true and equal partner in this, and I am so grateful for our collaboration. She was willing to listen to me. She was interested in what I had to say. She trusted me to know that I knew the case incredibly well, and take all of my advice and suggestions for what we should do. I hope that this is something that other conviction review units can look at and use as a model for themselves as they move forward and figure out how true collaboration can be accomplished. Robert has spent nearly 37 years incarcerated for a wrongful conviction. He was only 18 years old and charged with a capital crime and went to death row shortly afterwards. Today is just the beginning for him, and we look forward to seeing him fully exonerated. Thank you.
Good morning. As you know, I'm Teresa Hall. I'm the supervising attorney of the Conviction Review Unit here at the State Attorney's Office. I just want to echo again what everybody said. I've been an attorney for 19 years, and I can tell you that I never would have expected the culmination of that experience would lead to this day. It's injustice that a man has been in prison for 37 years that shouldn't have been. But luckily, we have created this unit. We're committed to justice. Mr. Warren saw this all the way back into 2016 as a must-have for this office. When I was interviewed, I expressed my desire to be a part of this team, and I congratulate the work that we have done here as a group. Collaborating with the Innocence Project did make it a little bit easier because I had another attorney to talk with. She understood the language. She was able to give me information. Then I was able to conduct my own independent investigation, which included trying to find evidence, interviewing witnesses, looking at all of the 3,500 pages of documents that we had, getting frustrated when we couldn't find evidence, and then getting happy that we did find evidence and was able to have it tested. And that I was able to work with the Innocence Project quickly to get the DNA results back. It was extremely fast. We were able to get it back within about a week to 10 days and then feel secure in what we had come to realize through our investigation. So I just want to echo what everybody has said and am grateful that it was such a collaborative working process between everyone. Thank you.
I can't comment on that right now. He was overjoyed. Obviously, this is a moment that he and his family have been waiting for almost 37 years. He said this is like waking up from a nightmare. His family has repeatedly told me that this has been a 37-year-long nightmare for them as well.
Can you tell us what it took for you to believe in his story from the very beginning? Obviously, people come to the Innocence Project all the time, claiming they're innocent, but obviously you must have found something that clicked right away.
Yeah, Robert's case had all of the ingredients for a wrongful conviction. It was based on the testimony on bite mark evidence, which has been wholly discredited, and it also was based on testimony from a jailhouse informant. There was no other evidence linking Robert to this crime, and the other two individuals that the state asserted at the time committed the crime with him were never charged because they didn't have enough evidence besides the jailhouse informant's testimony. So to us, we saw that and recognized that these are classic hallmarks of wrongful convictions, and we knew immediately that he very much is an innocent man.
Are these conviction review units, especially Mr. Warren, the exception and not the rule in all the jurisdictions in our country?
Conviction review units are becoming more frequent throughout the country, and that is a wonderful thing. It's really important to make sure that within prosecutor offices, we have someone who can look at a case with fresh eyes. Frequently, if there isn't a conviction review unit or a conviction integrity unit, as some offices refer to them, what'll happen is the case will just go back to the same prosecutor who either tried it during the trial or who defended the case on appeal. So they are starting to pop up, but what was exceptional here was Teresa Hall and her ability to collaborate cooperatively and really seek to find the truth here. Her work on this was exceptional, and it was just an incredible collaboration, and I am grateful for that.
You heard the judge today saying he wants to get Mr. DuBois out of jail today. That must be heartwarming as well.
Yeah, Mr. Dubois, Robert has been waiting for this for a long time. I am eager to meet his family, to see them today, and to meet them at the facility where we hope he will be released shortly.
Can you tell us anything else about the jailhouse informant? We know that that was key evidence to wrongly convicting Robert. I know that you mentioned he was serving a life sentence already, or I'm sorry, a death sentence that was vacated to be released because of that testimony. Can you tell us anything more about why he was in jail, who this man is, his name, anything about that case?
What I can tell you, so just to be clear, he had a number of criminal charges pending against him that could have led to potentially a life sentence. After he began cooperating with the state in this case, he took a plea deal and he was given 5 years. And then shortly after Robert's conviction was secured and he was sentenced to death, the trial prosecutor in Robert's case filed a motion to mitigate, which ultimately led to the jailhouse informant's immediate release.
How long was that?
You know, we hear this story a lot with jailhouse informants. They testify that there is no benefit that they are receiving in exchange for their cooperation with the police. But almost always in every single wrongful conviction where a jailhouse informant participates, we end up seeing that on the back end they do get a deal. These are incentivized witnesses, and that makes their testimony highly unreliable. And it's important that we take steps to make sure that their credibility is fully assessed. Here in Florida, there now is a court rule requiring the prosecution to disclose information about all jailhouse informants within 15 days, which is an excellent rule. But certainly, we should perhaps have a registry of jailhouse informants, some kind of notification about where they're testifying and what cases they've cooperated in. Transparency on this issue is paramount since it is a leading contributing factor to wrongful convictions.
We were told that the DNA did match someone else. Can you talk about that?
I cannot. As the state attorney has said, this is an ongoing criminal investigation.
Has there been any preparation to help integrate him back into society?
Yes, thankfully, Robert has a wonderful family. His mother, thankfully, is with us, and he has a sister, and they both will be around to help him, to support him. They live in the Tampa area. We also have a social work department that is going to help Robert get his feet on the ground. Obviously, the world has changed drastically since he was free. There's a lot for him to learn, but we are going to make sure that he has everything that he needs to move forward. But to be clear, he will never be whole again. He lost nearly 4 decades of his life, and nothing will give that back to him.
Isn't there a procedure for him to go to the legislature to seek remedies, income remedies, or financial remedies for his incarceration?
I know there is a compensation bill in a statute in Florida, but I am not an expert on that statute.
Andrew, did you just want to talk about how really Robert's a victim, the victim's family is also impacted by this? Do you want to talk about that at all? So just how there are more victims than this.
I mean, today there's rightfully a focus on Robert Dubois, and I'm sure it's going to be an incredible and unforgettable moment for Robert and his family and his attorneys when he gets to walk out of prison. But we need to remember that there are lots of victims here. Our community has been victimized by a falsehood. The system suffers an erosion of trust and confidence. And most significantly, the victim's family, as I've said before, they were sold a bill of goods on this. They were told a story that was not true. They were given a false sense of closure about what happened. They now have to struggle with this, recognizing that the man that they believed had murdered their loved one for all these years was actually innocent, and wrestle with the realization that the actual perpetrator has never been held accountable. That's what our mission is with a conviction review unit, to make sure that we identify and fix the wrongful convictions. We go after the person who actually committed the crime. We try to make everybody as whole as possible when you have such an egregious mistake like this.
If I'm not mistaken, your predecessor was the prosecutor all those years ago. How much blame does he hold in this?
We're still evaluating what led to the wrongful conviction here. Our goal at this point was, once we realized we had an innocent man, was to move as quickly as possible to get him out of prison and to start investigating who actually committed this crime. There will be time for us to go back and look to see how the mistake happened and what steps we can do to mitigate it from happening in the future.
Everyone, thank you for being here.
What happens next? I mean, you have to go through the steps of exoneration now, correct?
So this morning, the court set a hearing, September 14th, I believe, to do the full post-conviction review hearing. That at that time we can present all the evidence necessary to fully exonerate Mr. Dubois. His counsel, as well as our attorney, will be working together to prepare those papers to get everything ready for the court so that he can be fully exonerated and have his conviction vacated.
Guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it.